Vipi ladies and gentlemen, my name is MC Opura. Karibu sana kwenye Tana Podcast. Yes, mnashangaa mbona podcast leo napiga peke yangu. It's because Jasper is not around, but tuta catch up naye next week. Now ladies and gentlemen, how umemekuaje by the way? Yeah, mtu tu comment hapo aniambia mazee mko aje. Unajua tunaweza kuwa napiga story na kumbe mtu anaumia mazee. Kama unaumia unataka tuongelee story fulani kukuhusu mazee ili tusaidie, tupate vile tunasaidika hapa nje, just DM hapo chini kwa comments na team Tana hapo watakuja, tutaongea hiyo story. Tutapiga hiyo story, tutatafuta experts waweze kutusaidia kwa hiyo story. Tunaweza kuwa tuna solution as team Tana, but when you put it outside there and people will watch it and people will do that, wataleta solution. Na amini ya kwamba solution ziko in between hawa watu ambao tuna watch ama kusikiza hii show. So welcome. Nicely. Let me kickstart the story, and as you know, is a hashtag bigger story kila mahali. Just get us on YouTube at MC Opura TV or Turn Up 254, Instagram at Turn Up 254, the Turn Up Podcast 254, and then Spotify at Turn Up Podcast. Sawa. And also utapata hapo, unaweza tuongelesha ama unaweza fanya chochote pale. Now I don't know what to say. That's why I'm coming here just to give a story. I don't know if it will make sense to you guys, but we are hurting. Especially as Kenyans are hurting outside there. People are passing through a lot. And today I want to talk about the state of being hurted, state of pain. Pain. So as you know, there's some categories of pain. There's inflicted pain, there's pain tofauti. But through pain, people wanna get a lot. They get kumizwa. It's just a set of kumizwa. But let me talk about ile kumizwa ambayo hatuwezi fanya kitu. And that is what I'm seeing happening currently where we are in this country. For example, let me use this example. And sorry, today I'll be using those examples. On Monday, we were privileged. Watu wengi waliamka asubuhi, we were watching BBC documentary. And the documentary was talking about Kenyans. The 25, whatever happened, the killings. It's so painful. It's so painful that someone must say truly lose watu, and young people were not armed. Especially ukiona ule msee alipigwa risasi, Mr. Eric alipigwa risasi kama anaenda, alikuwa anakimbia. It's so painful that it's painful and so hurting that someone can just wake up, avae suti yake, aingie kwa gari yake Gazla ambayo alinunua, aingie kwa ofisi, atoke ofisi, ajue leo tunaenda kuongelea story ya BBC. Naenda ongelee tu kuhusiana na okay, I'm here to be corrected. Aende tu ongelee kuhusiana na watu wanakufa, alafu you get to move on. It makes me to wonder and ask a question. And I'm asking this as a Christian. Lose mtu. These people hawajai lose watu, let alone close people, watu wako close, even friends, even relatives. When you just come and you think that we treat things casually, what do you think people are talking about outside there? What do we think people are talking about outside there? And this is what we are doing. And I think we still use ile msemo ya watu wa kitambo walisema dawa ya moto ni moto. And now, because something has happened, things have happened, people come and they're like, we treat you the way you treated us. It's so hurting that you can just wake up without thinking what you're going to talk about, without thinking whatever, and then just come and rant nonsensical things. You stand somewhere, mtu anaumia ata anafaa kuumia. This is what we do, and it doesn't start from the parliament. It starts with us. It doesn't start with the church. It starts with us. It doesn't start with school. It starts with us. It doesn't start with the company. It starts with us. It starts with me. Mazee aliumia, anafaa kuumia. Now, I think one of the ways that people get hurted is because of expectations. Because let me ask, what were we? Okay, tulijua hiki kimeshatokea, tuko najua parliament itafanya. One of the things tuko nafikiria parliament itafuta watu, si ndio? Ita enforce watu wafutwe, si ndio? But what happened? Sitaki kuongelea sijui nani alitengeneza sijui tent ya 5 million ili kupeana bursaries of 3,000 per person, which mounted to 3 million a year. So na watu walitoka jioni, alafu anakuja parliament badala tusaidie. I don't want to talk about it, but what were we expecting? Because from expectation is where we get hurted. Because nimesikia kila mtu akisema mazee mimi nasikia uchungu mazee. There's some things we can't change them. By the fact that it has happened, we can't change them. There's some things in this world we can't change them. There's some human beings that have understood that we can't change them. Their habit is their habit. What we can do is just to cope with them. What we can do is just to live according to what we see, and to create a mechanism of how living with them. I ever shared a story with my friend, it's called Frank. And I told him, Frank, there's some places that I can't stand and start telling you that I understand. I can't tell you I understand. For example, someone who may lose a loved one. Mimi sijai lose close member wa familia ambaye yani ule close kabisa. The last time I lost that person ilikuwa 2016. So siwezi simama niambie mtu amepoteza. Sijaipoteza babangu, sijaipoteza mamangu. By God's grace, God's love, bado niko nao, nashukuru God. But siwezi kuja nisimame niambie mtu I understand wakati amepoteza mzazi wake. You don't understand. You don't understand. You don't understand. Not unless that thing happens to you. Not unless that thing happens to you. You will be able to speak about it in a good way. And that is, I think, some of the people hijawatendekea, that's why they'll wake up and just say whatever they want to say. But it's okay. It's okay. So one of the things that makes us to be hurted is because we expect a lot. And some of the things that makes us to be hurted also is greed. This now I'll talk about the issue to do with the issue to do with the betting or kuongeza pesa. So kwa sababu uliambiwa unaweza ukipewa 50 bob, ukichukua 50 bob utaongeze kuwe 1000 within 1 minute. Wewe na tamaa yako unafanya nini? Unaekelea pesa, inaenda. Tamaa ndio inafanya saa zingine we are being hurted. Tamaa. People, ukiuliza mtu amekuwa conned, I have all those stories. I've shared some of the stories from my side. It's because greed entered somewhere. Greed entered somewhere. And then some of the things is that why we get hurted and we cannot do anything about it, and not unless we start killing those things. Nimesema tamaa, nimesema get to understand. That's why explain all those things about death and nini. Not unless you get to understand those people and understand where they come from, that is what you can do. Now, another thing why we get hurted is because it's nature. It's nature. It's a way of learning also. Nature and a way of learning. Not unless you get hurted, and sorry to say this, I'm just saying that the way it is. Not unless you get hurted, hautakuwa na a very good basis za kusimama na kutestify about that thing. Ndio tunarudi tukue point hapo nyuma nimesema about someone akifiliwa ako na good position ya kuunderstand. And then some of us tunajikutanga tu ni kama victim of circumstances. Ulijikuta tu hiyo kitu iko kuhappen, ukajikuta tu ukakuwa hurted. Unakuwa kama collateral damage. Yeah, this is why we have many guys kwa jela ambao when they are innocent. So it doesn't mean when you are innocent utakuwa hurted. They are innocent. Wako ndani kwa makosa hata si yao. Just because, for example, let me use an example. You have your friend, you went kutembelea rafiki yako. Unajui rafiki yako anafanyanga nini? Hiyo siku inulianda. Hiyo ndio siku walitrailio hao. Either wakaangushana watu ama mkashikwa. Hiyo ni kesi ngumu hata kuongelea. Then another thing is ignorance. Ignorance makes us to be hurted a lot of time. You're being told this can't work, but you're like, unakuangelea, nataka kufanya. I need to do it to show people that I can do it. Then kinakuramba. Unashindwa vile utarudi. Those are the reasons, some of the reasons why we get hurted outside here. And some of them is not unless we start killing those roots. We can't say that itakuwa tutaendelea kuumia. And then kuna ile ya selfishness. Selfishness can get us also to get hurted. Yeah, selfishness inaweza to get kwa hurted ama ifanywa to hurt watu wengine. Nataka kujenga jina, so kwa sababu nataka kujenga jina na lazima nipitie kwa watu fulani kwa mikono za niumize watu fulani ndio nipande huko juu. But I have to take advantage of other people so that nifike wherever I want to be. Selfishness. And this is one of the things that a biggest root in the world that imetuzingira. It's around us, and sometimes we are like we can't do anything about it, but we can do something about selfishness. Sio lazima everything's not a must that should be start and end. Ianze naisha na wewe. The reason why we have society, we have community. So not unless we say we finger the button of stop and reset ama replay, alafu tuianzishe tena upya, we'll just continue to get hurted as a country, as a church, the world, as a company, as a family, as a society. You get, those are the things that I can tell you that I've started studying them, and from here I just said let me come and share them with you guys, and just let's check ourselves, you and I, ni wapi tuko hurted, and let's get to know the root of why tuko hurted na hiyo kitu. Another thing that over what I say, sina the specific name tutumia, but over believing in something or someone, over believing in something or someone. The reason why Shakahola happened is because people believed in something that hawakuona. They over believed. The reason why something is happening, I think Migori, 52 people were arrested somewhere. If you don't know, go and check the story. It's because some people have over believed something that I don't know. I can't stand and say it's true or wrong, but you can see kuna watu wanaenda kulia, kuna watu wanaenda kupotea, kuna watu wanaenda kukufa. So for us to, it's good to believe, but it's not good to over believe. There's believing and over believing. I'll come and explain one day what is over believing. Over believing is what brings religion. Yeah. So watu wanakuanga hurted sana about those things, and then I think this is just to enlighten us, and this is just to tell us sometimes before we enter into those troubles and those things that will make us get hurted, we check about ourselves first. Are we ready? Do we have stamina? Before we hurt someone, before you hurt someone. Over trusting. There's over trusting also. We get hurted because of trusting. We get hurted because of over trusting. You overtrust your pharaoh, your parents, you overtrust your family members, you overtrust your worker, fellow colleagues kwa job, friends. This is what, as I finish, I want just to leave you with something to say. Jiwachie karum kadogo kakujifanyia analysis yako ya vitu. Karum tu kidogo kakujifanyia vitu kidogo. Sasa jifanyie karum tu kidogo kene, usijaze hizo kuzi tutaumia. Na tutake kulose mapema, tutaumia mawazee. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, until we meet next week as we do a very big topic with my brother Jasper pale hapa Tupende Tena podcast, and our topic will be the Great Reset. Tukutane next week. Adios, chachos. Goodbye. Thank you.